there, it's Cherie from Cherie'sCraftyGirls.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today my project is this lovely little box with an acetate lid. By now you probably, if you've watched some of my videos, you know I love acetate. I think it is a beautiful medium for using as a lid. I just think it gives it a beautiful professional finish. I've just used a little piece of lace for a belly band, and it's got enough room in there for 4 lovely coffee biscuits, and the lid just sits nice and snugly on the inside, and my biscuits just slipped away. Let's pop him back into place before I have to eat him, and the belly band just slips around the top just to secure it. You can use lace, ribbon, you could make the belly band in the matching DSP. It's entirely up to you. This DSP was from Serene Scenery, and this one I'm using today is from a little Foxy, and it's a 6 by 6 inch sheet, and the acetate is for the lid is 4 3/8 by 4 3/8. Now when you score the acetate, it is quite difficult to fold afterwards, but it will give a nice finish. Do remember to take the film that is on the back of the acetate. I've removed mine, but there's a very thin film of clear. I don't think I've got one with any left on there. Let me just have a quick peek if I've got a little slither. Looking everything fine. No, it's, yes, look, it just has a very thin film of paper over there, so just remember to remove that when you're using it. So bringing in your scoring tool, and we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. I almost got it the right way the first time. 3/4 of an inch and 1.5 inches, and that's on all 4 sides. So it's 3/4 of an inch and 1.5 all the way around. I just like making double-sided double-sided boxes because I just think they're a little bit firmer and stronger. Right, so taking your vellum, you are going to score at 3/4 of an inch. Use quite a bit of pressure, so it's 3/4 of an inch all the way around. Not too much that you go through it, but quite enough that you get a good indentation. So pop that to one side. Bring in your card base and your bone folder. Fold and burnish your score lines. Like so. And with your snips, with most boxes that have a double side, a side that folds in itself, 90% of the time you have 4 corners or 4 boxes in the corner, and you are going to take, nearly all the time, take away the L shape. So by that I mean you will cut cut up the first score line to your second score line, second score line to second score line, and you will remove the first rectangle and then the square that follows. So most of the time you will end up with this piece missing and this as your flap that folds inside your box. So just nip that ever so slightly, there, there and there, and the same there, and you're going to come up where you've got your rectangle and you've got your 4 squares. You're going to come up the first score line and the second score line to the second score line, remove that rectangle and the square and just slightly notch. The important thing to remember is that when you do these, you always do the opposite side and you cut down the opposite side exactly the same way. So you will come down the first score line or up, and the second, both to the second score line, remove your rectangle and just notch your edges for ease of folding. Take away your box, and again just a little notch either side, and at the top only on the first score line on these flats. So notch, come down to your second score line, and the same there, removing your outer rectangle and your first box, and just notch. I haven't cut that quite, that's better, so just a tiny notch in there for ease of folding, and same there. And with your vellum lid, you are just going to remove all four corners, no notching, just the four corners, just remove completely. If I can get my scissors in there fighting with it. Okay. Yeah. So it's a bit difficult to see your score lines, but if you aim the vellum to the light, you can just make it out all the way around your four corners. It's stuck to me. And the last corner. Okay, and because we've got this in our hand, we'll fold and burnish that. So what I do, where you have your score line, I just crease it to start off with, all the way around. So you can just fold it from corner to corner where you've cut, and it will fold where you have scored it, and then that's when you go in and burnish. And all you really need to make sure is that this line folds over and is aligned with that line, because it's already burnished, so it should line pretty nicely, like that, all the way around. And that is your lid made. Very quick and very simple, but very, very professional looking. Now coming back to your box, folding your tabs, and on the right side of these you are just going to put some adhesive, whichever adhesive is your preference. And on your very first tab, all the way around, you are going to do the same. Put some adhesive, whichever adhesive you like. I'm using Fast Fuse simply for speed, like so. And then all you do is make your box as you would a regular box. So joining your corners, making sure they're really nice and neat, like so, all the way around. Oops. And then simply fold in your flaps, and with your bone folder pop along just to make sure they're nice and secure. Pop in your lid, and there's your box. Isn't that lovely? And I'm going to use a little bit of the Calypso. No, it's not Calypso Coral, is it? It is, I can't find it. Flirty Flamingo. Goodness me. And I'm just going to cut enough to make a pretty little bow. Hopefully, she says, because you know I'm not very good at making bows. But there you are, just pop it on, making a pretty little bow. It's not very even, is it? Let's pop that down there like so. Cut your ribbon to match. Tidy that up. And there you have a beautiful little box. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. And there you have a really pretty little box for some biscuits. Hope you've liked my tutorial. Please leave some comments. I would love to hear from you. Till next time, take care. Bye.